Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Learn Real Life English. I'm Jack.
And I'm Inaya. Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. Whether you're listening on your morning commute, at the gym, or just chilling at home, we're super happy to have you here.
Absolutely. And today's topic is, honestly, it's one of my favorites. We're diving deep into the mysterious world of lost civilizations.
Ooh, I love this topic. We're talking about ancient cities that vanished, empires that crumbled, and mysteries that scientists and archaeologists still can't fully explain.
Exactly. And here's the thing. These aren't just made-up stories. These were real places with real people who built incredible things. And then, somehow, they just disappeared.
It's kind of eerie when you think about it, isn't it?
Totally. So, Inaya, should we jump right in?
Let's do it.
All right, so let's start with probably the most famous lost civilization of all time, Atlantis.
Ah, the big one. Okay, so for those who don't know, Atlantis was first described by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato way back around 36 BCE.
Right, and according to Plato, Atlantis was this incredibly advanced island civilization. They had amazing architecture, powerful armies, and technology that was way ahead of its time.
And then, according to the story, in a single day and night, the entire island sank into the ocean and was never seen again.
Poof, gone, just like that.
Now, here's the thing, and this is where it gets controversial. Many historians believed that Plato made up Atlantis as a philosophical allegory?
Yeah, like a teaching story. He was trying to show what happens when a civilization becomes too arrogant and greedy.
Exactly. But on the other hand, there are people who genuinely believe Atlantis was real and that it's still out there, somewhere under the ocean.
People have searched everywhere, the Mediterranean, the Caribbean, even near Antarctica.
Antarctica? That's a bit of a stretch, don't you think?
Hey, I'm just reporting what's out there. But yeah, no concrete evidence has ever been found. It remains one of history's greatest mysteries.
Whether it's real or not, you have to admit it's a fascinating story.
100%. Okay, so let's move on to something that we know was real, the Maya civilization.
Oh, the Maya. Now this is incredible, because the Maya weren't just some small tribe. They built one of the most advanced civilizations in the ancient Americas.
We're talking massive pyramid temples, sophisticated writing systems, advanced mathematics. They even invented the concept of zero independently.
Which, by the way, is a huge deal. Not every ancient civilization figured that out.
And their calendar system was so accurate that it could predict astronomical events thousands of years into the future.
Remember 2012, when everyone thought the world was going to end because the Mayan calendar ended?
Oh my gosh, yes. People were panicking, buying survival kits, building bunkers.
And then December 21st, 2012 came and went, and nothing happened.
Turns out it wasn't the end of the world, it was just the end of one cycle in their calendar, like when our calendar goes from December 31st to January 1st.
Exactly. But anyway, here's the real mystery. Around 900 CE, many of the great Mayan cities were abandoned.
And this is what we mean by lost civilization. The people didn't completely disappear. There are millions of Maya descendants alive today, but their great urban centers were deserted.
So what happened? Why did they leave?
Well, there are several theories. Some researchers point to environmental factors, severe droughts, deforestation, soil exhaustion.
Basically, they may have damaged their environment so badly that it couldn't support their large cities anymore.
Others suggest warfare between city-states, or political collapse, or maybe a combination of all these factors.
It's probably not just one thing, right? Civilizations are complicated. Their collapse is usually complicated too.
That's a really good point, Jack, and honestly, there's a lesson there for us today.
Oh, definitely. Take care of your environment, folks.
All right, next up, let's talk about a civilization that many people haven't heard of, the Indus Valley Civilization.
Yes, this one is close to my heart. The Indus Valley Civilization, also called the Harappan Civilization, existed around 3300 to 1300 BCE in what is now Pakistan and northwest India.
And this was massive. At its peak, it had a population of around 5 million people.
5 million! In ancient times, that's enormous.
And the cities they built, Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa being the most famous, were incredibly sophisticated.
We're talking grid-pattern streets, advanced drainage systems, public baths, multi-story buildings. Some houses even had their own private bathrooms and wells.
Wait, private bathrooms in 2500 BCE?
I know, right? Meanwhile, in medieval Europe, people were throwing waste out of their windows onto the street.
That's quite a comparison.
The Indus Valley people were way ahead of their time in urban planning and sanitation.
So what happened to them?
That's the mystery. Around 1900 CE, the cities started to decline. People gradually abandoned them.
And unlike the Maya or the Egyptians, we can't read their writing. The Indus script has never been deciphered.
Which means we can't read their records, their stories, their history. It's incredibly frustrating for archaeologists.
So we're basically guessing?
Kind of, yeah. The leading theories involve climate change, specifically shifts in the monsoon patterns and the drying up of rivers they depended on.
No water, no civilization.
Exactly. Some researchers also point to possible earthquakes that changed the course of rivers, and there might have been gradual migration to other areas rather than a sudden collapse.
So they didn't just vanish, they moved.
Possibly. Their culture and people likely merged with other communities over time, but their great cities were lost, buried under sand and soil for thousands of years.
Until archaeologists rediscovered them in the 1920s.
Can you imagine being one of those archaeologists, digging in the ground and finding an entire ancient city that nobody knew existed?
That would be absolutely mind-blowing.
Okay, Jack, this next one is really spooky. Let's talk about the Roanoke Colony.
Oh, the Lost Colony. This one is more recent. We're talking 1587, so not ancient history.
Right. So a group of English settlers established a colony on Roanoke Island, which is off the coast of what is now North Carolina in the United States.
And the governor of the colony, John White, sailed back to England to get more supplies.
But then, war broke out between England and Spain, and he couldn't return for 3 years.
3 years? That's a long time to leave people waiting.
When he finally came back in 1590, the colony was completely deserted. All 115 colonists, men, women, and children, were gone.
No bodies, no signs of struggle.
The only clue was the word Croatoan carved into a wooden post.
Which was the name of a nearby island and a local Native American tribe.
So, what happened? Did they leave willingly to live with the Croatoan? Were they attacked? Did they try to sail back to England and get lost at sea?
Nobody knows for sure. It's been over 400 years, and we still don't have a definitive answer.
Recent archaeological evidence and DNA studies suggest that at least some of the colonists may have integrated with local Native American tribes.
That would actually be a pretty hopeful ending, wouldn't it?
It would. Rather than a tragedy, maybe it was survival through adaptation.
But we can't say for certain. The mystery remains.
Let's travel to Southeast Asia now and talk about the Khmer Empire and Angkor.
Oh, Angkor Wat. I've always wanted to visit.
Same here. So the Khmer Empire was this powerful civilization that dominated much of Southeast Asia from the 9th to the 14th centuries.
And their capital, Angkor, was absolutely massive. At its height, it might have been the largest pre-industrial city in the world.
We're talking over 1,000 square kilometers, with an incredibly complex water management system, reservoirs, canals, moats.
The Temple of Angkor Wat is still the largest religious monument in the world.
It's stunning. Even today, in ruins and partially reclaimed by jungle, it's breathtaking.
So what happened to the Khmer Empire?
Well, they faced repeated invasions from neighboring kingdoms, particularly the Thai kingdoms.
But that's not the whole story, right?
No, recent research using things like laser scanning technology, LiDAR, has revealed that the water management system that made Angkor possible may have also contributed to its downfall.
How so?
The system was incredibly complex and required constant maintenance. When it started failing, possibly due to changing climate patterns, droughts, and floods, the city couldn't sustain itself.
So their greatest achievement became their greatest vulnerability.
Exactly. By the 14th century, Angkor was largely abandoned. The jungle moved in, and for centuries, this massive city was hidden from the outside world.
Until French explorer Henri Mouhot brought it to Western attention in the 1860s.
Though local people always knew it was there, of course.
That's an important point. Lost to outsiders doesn't always mean lost to everyone. Okay, let's talk about one more civilization, one that's genuinely baffling, the Minoans.
The Minoans, Europe's first advanced civilization based on the island of Crete.
They flourished from about 3000 to 1450 BCE, and they were incredibly sophisticated.
They had huge palace complexes, the most famous being Knossos, with indoor plumbing, flushing toilets, and beautifully painted frescoes.
Their art is gorgeous. Dolphins, acrobats jumping over bulls, elegant women in elaborate dresses.
And they were major traders across the Mediterranean. They had connections with Egypt, the Middle East, mainland Greece.
But then, around 1450 BCE, the Minoan civilization suddenly collapsed.
Now, there was a massive volcanic eruption on the nearby island of Thera, modern-day Santorini, around 1600 BCE.
That eruption was one of the largest in human history. It would have caused tsunamis, earthquakes, and blocked out sunlight with ash clouds.
Some people think this is what Plato's story of Atlantis was based on, an advanced island civilization destroyed by a natural catastrophe.
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of that connection.
But here's the thing. The Minoan collapse happened about 150 years after the Thera eruption, so while the volcano may have weakened them, it wasn't an instant knockout blow.
So what finished them off?
Most likely invasion. The Mycenaean Greeks from the mainland seem to have taken over Crete around this time.
So it was a combination of natural disaster weakening them, followed by military conquest.
That's the current theory, yeah.
Again, we see that civilizations rarely collapse for just one reason.
History is messy and complicated, just like real life. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground today. Let's take a step back and think about what all these lost civilizations have in common.
That's a great idea. What patterns do we see?
Well, first, environmental factors come up again and again. Drought, climate change, environmental degradation.
If you destroy the land that feeds you, eventually you're in trouble.
Second, complexity can be a weakness. The more sophisticated a society becomes, the more vulnerable it might be to disruption.
Like the Khmer water system, amazing when it worked, catastrophic when it didn't.
Third, external pressures, invasions, warfare, competition with neighbors.
And fourth, sometimes we just don't know. The Indus Valley script is still unreadable. Many secrets are lost forever.
Which is humbling, honestly. All of our tweets, our Instagram posts, our TikToks, will anyone be able to read them in 4,000 years?
That's actually a genuine concern. Digital information can be surprisingly fragile.
Carved stone lasts longer than hard drives.
Now there's a thought to keep you up at night. Before we wrap up, let's review some vocabulary for our English learners.
Great idea. We used a lot of good words today. First up, allegory. An allegory is a story that has a hidden meaning, usually a moral or political one.
Like we said, some historians think Atlantis was Plato's allegory about the dangers of pride and greed.
Next, decipher. To decipher means to figure out the meaning of something that's difficult to read or understand.
The Indus Valley script has never been deciphered.
How about sophisticated? This means complex, advanced, or highly developed.
The Minoans had sophisticated plumbing systems.
Collapse. This means to fall down or fail suddenly and completely.
Civilizations can collapse for many different reasons.
And finally, vulnerable. This means capable of being hurt or attacked, not well protected.
Complex societies can become vulnerable to disruption.
Perfect. Those are great words to add to your vocabulary, guys.
All right, that brings us to the end of today's episode.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone. We hope you learned something new about lost civilizations and picked up some useful English along the way.
If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button and subscribe to learn real-life English. It really helps us out.
And leave a comment below. Tell us which lost civilization fascinates you the most, and are there any we missed that you'd like us to cover in a future episode?
We love reading your comments and hearing from learners all around the world.
Until next time, I'm Jack.
And I'm Inaya. Keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.